Good afternoon. I'm Vicki Westling with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show here for our residents for the city of Dunkirk to let people know what's going on in the administration of Mayor Rosas, to let us know what's happening within our city, and to reach out to our community and to our residents, let us know what's available to them. So today we're excited to have Kathy Peterson, the Executive Director of Rural Ministries, and Bridget Majka, the Director of Programs for Rural Ministries here. So Rural Ministries really plays a key role in the city of Dunkirk. Tell me a little bit about its origin. What is your mission and what kinds of things do you do?
Okay, the Rural Ministry actually began in the mid-1950s when migrant workers came to Western New York to harvest crops. So they started out as a migrant ministry and then have been involved into the 14 programs that we run today. Our mission is that is based on the belief that every person is deserving of adequate needs such as food, clothing, and shelter.
Right, sure.
And that's all done through the programs that we operate.
And so now, Bridget, programs. Tell me, what kind of programs do we have?
Goodness, we have a lot. We have the soup kitchen, which is the friendly kitchen, and we serve every day. We never close the kitchen, and so we serve 3 meals a day on Monday through Friday, and then 2 on the weekends. We have emergency food pantry. We have a thrift store. We have a furniture store. We have services programs where we're able to help people, you know, perhaps with diapers or medications, those kinds of things. We have a gleaning project program, which, you know, people going out into the fields after harvest and getting food that otherwise would be thrown away. And we have new programs beginning with that as far as production of our own goods to be able to put in our pantry. We are working on that right now. We are a site for supervised visitation for the county, and so we have foster children and their parents that come in and spend time with us, and parent coaching that goes on with that. And I'm sure I'm forgetting.
We have a food recovery program.
A food recovery program.
So where we go, like we go to different stores where the food would be taken and given to the landfill or whatever, but it's salvageable, or it's just not a marketable product, but it's still very edible. So we get a lot from the local food merchants in Dunkirk and Fredonia.
So when we talk about that particular program, it might be something that would have the sell by date would have expired, but it's still very usable. It hasn't spoiled. It's still just fine, and you can
absolutely
can use it.
Coming close to the end date. Many, you know, will give it to us maybe a couple weeks prior to the date. We receive a lot of breads and pastries and things like that we incorporate into the meals that we serve.
So now
at the soup
food
kitchen.
is obviously really critical. We talk about the basic needs, and you have 3 meals a day, Monday through Friday. What times are those served?
So breakfast is served from 8:30 until 9:15 daily. Lunch is from 11 until 1 daily, and then dinner is 5 to 6. And that's Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday we serve a noontime meal from noon until 1.
Okay. So when we talk about this, do you have a lot of families come in for the meals, or are they mostly single individuals?
It depends on the day. We see kind of a lot of different people throughout the days. We do have a lot of families though that come in as well, especially during vacation time. We see a lot of children that come on their own because, you know, they may not be getting food through the school programs, and so that they come in and ride their bikes and come in and have a meal. And you might see them once a day, you might see them 3 times a day, but we're glad we're there for them.
So it really supports the school food program, the breakfast and the lunches. So children really in this area who are hungry really don't have to go without food. They can come to Rural Ministries. Where are you located now? You've moved.
We are so excited. We moved to 319 Washington Avenue. It was the old St. Vincent's and Symphony Living building across from Elizabeth Ann Seton and the Northern Chautauqua Catholic School. and it's been a really big change for us, and we're still settling, but have all of our programs there, and it's just been a wonderful move for us. And we're seeing many new faces coming to our agency, as well as some of our old friends.
So it really has made a difference now, because it's bigger. You have more space, obviously, and you can do different types of things. So you have the food services, you have clothing. Now, when someone drops off clothing for Rural Ministries, do you then sell the clothing, or do you give it to the individual who comes in with a need?
The clothing is put on display for a nominal fee, and we believe in purchasing power. So for somebody to go and get a name brand item, an Aeropostale shirt or something along that line, for their child for school for $1.50, they can proudly walk away and know that they have purchased that item and that wasn't a handout. One of Rural Ministries' mottos is that we're giving a hand up, not a handout. We also offer vouchers. Should there be somebody who is in a situation such as a fire or relocation or domestic violence, then we do have a voucher program through our services program.
So, and that really is important. We talk about a hand up and not a hand out. And so frequently people have this idea in the back of their heads that, well, that person is just going in for a freebie. And that is not the case at all. So you really do work on their self-esteem and preparing them for being able to be self-reliant,
sure.
Self-sufficiency, certainly.
And I think there's another aspect to that too, especially within the soup kitchen, and I guess I see it at the garment gallery as well, is the socialization aspect of it. We will have somebody that might come in at 11 o'clock and eat their meal, but they might hang out and talk with friends, or talk with somebody else who might be in a similar situation that they're in. So I think there's that camaraderie as well, and the socialization, as well as filling that hunger need.
Well, and that is really important. Now, you rely a lot on volunteers. Tell me, how many volunteers do you have?
We have a slate of about 250 volunteers, and Bridget works directly with them. And we have several new groups, actually, who have joined us.
Since we've moved, we've had different people reach out. So we have groups of people that come in, and they might be like BOCES or Dunkirk High School, or the DARE OTC program, or programs like that. We also have individuals, and they can come in and just say, hey, I'd like to help today, or they set up a schedule, and we know when people are coming. Really, we love for people to come in. They may want to help in the kitchen. They may just want to do service projects or any type of thing. We have different opportunities for people, and we like to try to find what their niche is and what they're going to feel good about themselves when they're with us.
So when you say you have 250 a slate of 250, that doesn't mean that 250 volunteers are there every day, right?
No. And I mean, as much as we love that for people to help, that would be a full-time job in itself. Right. But we definitely, I mean, there's times when we have service groups come, and they may, come to rake the yard and help us that way, or we
just
have
this past weekend we had the Dunkirk Fredonia Rotarians come down and planted, and the beautification committee came down and planted as we get ready for some of our events that are coming up. So it's they might volunteer once a year, and they might come 1 hour a day.
Okay.
So you just never know.
Well, and being a nonprofit, because you are a nonprofit, you really rely on those types of services, those types of helpers. Now, you talk about you've got a lot of events coming up. So let's take a look at some of these real quick. We have June 8th, you have the Old-Fashioned Street Fair. What is the Old-Fashioned Street Fair?
We're so excited about that. We're actually partnering with Northern Chautauqua Catholic School on this, and it's going to be just what it says. We're going to have popcorn and cotton candy, a bounce house. We're going to have a chicken and pork barbecue, hot dogs. We're going to have raffle baskets, have 50-50 drawings. We're going to have a bake sale and a book sale. The mayor graciously has allowed us to be able to section off the street so that we can have everybody in there. And we're going to have bands playing throughout. It's from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So we're going to have, I think, 3 different groups that are going to be coming there. And it's just going to be a really fun time, as well as having an opportunity for individuals to come and see our programs. So we're going to have some tours. And it's just going to be a fun day. We're really looking forward to it.
So that's going to be Saturday, June the 8th.
Yes, it is.
From 1 till
5.
1 to 5.
Yes.
And right there on Washington Avenue.
Yep.
So you're going to be closed off between 3rd and 4th? Is that what we're going to do?
Yes.
Yes.
And we really are excited for people to come in and take tours, because every time we give a tour, people are amazed at what goes on. Everyone says the same thing. I can't believe I never knew you did these things, that we do. So the opportunity to show people in the community the different programs and how we're working together with volunteers and with different programs, and to be able to show that off is exciting for us as well. So. Oh,
I'm absolutely sure. And then you have on June 13th, the next week, you're going to do a
Give Big Chautauqua.
Okay,
which is a 24-hour fundraiser, and this was through the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation, and it's an opportunity for nonprofits to go online and just do an online fundraising event for 24 hours. So it's going to be something that we're leading up to. We've got our website hooked up, and we're going to be able to start sharing that with individuals on our Facebook and internet. And
so what is your Facebook page? Is it Rural Ministries?
Chautauqua County Rural Ministry, yes.
Okay, so Chautauqua County Rural Ministries. So if somebody wants to become a
follow
friend
that.
or
Yep.
to follow you, you go to Chautauqua County Rural Ministries on Facebook.
Yep,
Yes.
You'll find us on there.
All right. And so your website isn't quite ready yet. Is that what I'm
For the
hearing?
fundraising event, I think you can advertise ahead of time, but it's not going to be, you can't link into it until that 24 hours starts.
And that's really going to look for donations, certainly, to help continue to
Correct.
support, which is kind of what the appeal letter is going to be about the following week.
Yes.
And you have a wine and beer pairing.
Yes, this is so wonderful. EBC West.
Right after my own heart.
I know. Has this wonderful 21 Bricks wine, and of course their own beer, and is doing a wine and beer pairing for us. They had one before, which was just wonderfully successful, and it's just, they are so gracious to be able to do that. And posters are being delivered to my office today, and tickets will be available. I know you can go online to their website, and I think the tickets are $60 each, and a portion of that comes back into the Rural Ministry.
And this will be at 21 Bricks.
Right,
at 21
no,
Bricks.
this is at EBC.
Oh, okay. Where is EBC?
Ellicott Brewery in Fredonia.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Ellicott Brewery in Fredonia.
Yes.
But 21 Bricks is actually going to supply the
The
wine.
wine for the pairing, yes.
Okay.
And they had one, I went to the last one that they had to benefit, I think it was Cassock, and they had a tribute to Anthony Bourdain. So anybody who follows the Food Network or anything knows that he had a lot of different tastes. From a lot of different places. So
and you have an Italian festival and a fly-in breakfast. And
the Italian festival, if I can just talk about that for 1 second, the Rural Ministry makes our own gelato and our own cannolis we're going to make this year. So we're going to be selling those at the Italian festival this year. So we're really excited about that.
Would that be in concert with the Italian festival in Fredonia?
Correct. We'll be right there. We'll have our own little station there, and real excited about. We've participated. I think this is our third year.
Third year, I think, yes.
For doing that. So
okay, good. So go there for some good cannolis, I'm sure.
Good,
yes.
and great gelato.
Yes.
Great gelato. Okay. And fly-in breakfast.
Yep, and that's with the Rotary.
Sure.
And we have a pie sale there. And so people donate pies to us. Many of them come from Bridget and her crew at the kitchen, but as well as our board members and some different churches donate pies to us, and it's just a nice little fundraiser for us.
And of course, and that's a big event, people
Yes.
with the fly-in
all
breakfast
over.
with the Rotary, because they really
Do a phenomenal
go all out,
job. Yes,
don't
they do.
Absolutely. Shakespeare on the Lake?
Yes, we don't know the dates of that, but we take our hot dog truck down there and we sell hot dogs. And really have a great time. Individuals are very appreciative. So this year we might try to bump it up a notch and sell a couple other things than hot dogs.
Well, you can bring the wine and cannoli
Well,
back.
we're thinking about, we're definitely thinking wine.
That would bring me in.
Okay.
And you've got the deli, the Mary's Deli, the community event.
And this is just wonderful. Kevin is celebrating 40 years of service in this community, and he wanted to give back to everybody who has supported him over those years and his family. And he wanted somebody to be able to benefit from that. So he chose the Rural Ministry, which we're very deeply honored. And so on July 23rd, he's going to be setting up a little community event, and we're going to be requesting canned goods. And we're going to try to fill our 14-foot box truck with canned goods.
Okay. Well, that's
So
good.
we're
We'll make sure you
looking
know that so we can get that out on Dunkirk
Yes.
Access.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And then, of course, you end with the Fredonia Farm Festival.
Yes, and we go there, and last year we usually just set up muffins and cupcakes and
coffee and tea.
coffee for the vendors, and that's pretty much what we do there. But we try to get ourselves in every little nook and cranny that we can.
Well, it sounds like you've done a good job if I just look at this calendar here.
Yes.
Then we'll be exhausted.
Yes, yeah. Well, you know, food brings people in. When you add a cannoli and
And
a
wine.
glass of wine, you're all
Yeah.
set.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have a busy summer planned. You have a lot going on. You also have furniture. And I hear about this quite often, that people will go in and they will look at the furniture that you have because furniture gets donated to you.
Wonderful furniture gets donated to us. We have several individuals that come in on a daily basis and check out what we get, because we might get an estate sale and somebody will give us everything that's left, and our guy John is picking up stuff all the time, whether it's a couch, a chair, the contents of a house, or whatever. So there's some phenomenal stuff that comes in. So it's almost like the garment gallery and the furniture gallery is some of the best kept secrets here in Dunkirk. There's just some wonderful stuff, a wide variety of items that people can choose from.
And now you mentioned that John goes and picks things up, so that if somebody has a couch or a chair or an appliance or whatever it might be, that would be usable, certainly.
Definitely,
you can
yes.
call you. Do you have your phone number?
366-1787.
So 366-1787. If you have a usable household item, give them a call. John can pick it up. You don't have to bring it down.
You don't have to bring it down. John's a pretty busy guy, so we try to have people let us know a little bit ahead of time that they're thinking of getting rid of it, or new furniture is going to be donated on such and such a date. Is there a way that we can pick it up? And he's pretty good about accommodating everybody's schedule.
Good. So, I mean, and that's really helpful, because a lot of people, they might have some things they want to get rid of, but they don't have a way to do it. So that's good. And so you often call someone else. So Rural Ministries, you all really do a lot in our community. You really service some individuals who are in need, and that's critical. We are our brother's keeper. And so to service these individuals and to be able to provide sustenance, to provide clothing, and not just to give it out, but to allow them to maintain some self-dignity. I mean, those things are phenomenal.
And sometimes it's just giving somebody the hope that things are going to get better. Somebody just might be having a bad day. We went into the kitchen one day and somebody was just sitting there. She was just crying, and she just needed a little bit of reinforcement and a little maybe touch on the shoulder to be able to say that things are going to get better for her. So I think it's just such a wide gamut of what we provide.
Do you have counseling services available? Do you have someone?
We have a licensed therapist on staff, but we don't do counseling within the agency on a regular basis.
Okay, so what would your licensed therapist do?
We would either find somebody locally that that we could refer to. She might speak with them initially to find out what the issue is. She might even see them a couple times, but generally there's not any type of long-term. She might take them into her own practice, but as far as anything done through the Rural Ministry, it would not be done.
So you don't provide the counseling services, but you certainly could be a someone to facilitate that individual going to someone who could provide help.
Yeah, especially in,
yes.
in a crisis situation.
And referral, you know, to be able to refer people to the right place for them to go. So we absolutely can do those kinds of things.
Do you see very much of that?
We do. I mean, it's a lot of different problems. There's a lot of problems that are very similar to each other, but we do have a wide range of things that are going on with people. And so, you know, just to the best of our ability, you know, help with what we can, and then just be able to refer people to the correct place so that they can get, you know, the services that they need. So.
Okay. So now we do a lot. We provide the food. We have the garment gallery. We have the furniture gallery. We have these many events that are going to help bring in funds, hopefully, because it is a nonprofit, and you do rely on volunteers. So if someone wants to donate money or wants to donate other than clothing or furniture goods, that they just want to, you know, write you out a check, who would they make that payable to? How would they get it to you?
You can make it to Chautauqua County Rural Ministry. Many individuals write CCRM, and then you can mail it to Post Office Box 362 here in Dunkirk. You can drop it off at 319 Washington Avenue.
Okay. So anyone out there who wants to donate to Rural Ministries, you know, you can bring it by 316 Washington Avenue.
319 Washington. 319
Washington Avenue. Give it to Kathy. She'll take care of it. And that's important. That's important.
It's very important.
Right.
We receive a lot of support from individuals and churches that will support our programs and believe in our mission. And without them and the community, Rural Ministry would not be able to do the work that we do.
Right.
And even, you know, anything, like we were on the radio a couple months ago, and we had someone come in that had $2 that they wanted to give to us, and that's amazing. That's just as amazing as anything else, you know, because that person felt that that's what they could give, and we're so fortunate to
the
have
widow
that.
and the mite.
Yeah,
exactly. And we had a guy that walked in with 70 dozen eggs, 70 dozen eggs. So it's going to right at a perfect time for us to make the gelato.
Exactly.
And we serve breakfast. So that's a wonderful thing right there too. And after that guy donated, there was a woman that came in, and she said to me, she goes, do you only accept big donations like that? Like, could I just bring in a dozen eggs to help out? And I'm like, absolutely, you can. You know, a jar of coffee or some creamer or a box of tea bags or anything like that is deeply appreciated.
Well, you know, and I know that, you know, like at the end of the growing season, and I have fruit trees, and I will often, you know, the end of those trees, you know, I'll, you know, put them in a bushel and bring the fruit in, you know, that these are things that people enjoy, that they would typically, maybe they might not be able to go to farmers and buy a thing of peaches or buy pears or apples, but certainly they're there. So anything that people can donate that's usable, certainly. We want usable goods, food, canned goods,
canned goods for our emergency food pantry. The Friendly Kitchen serves about 40,000 meals a year, and the emergency food pantry distributes about 80,000 meals a year. So that's a lot of canned goods going in and out of the organization. And we display on it. We were one of the first agencies in Chautauqua County that had client choice. Before, we used to pack a bag and we would give this bag to a family. Well, as we have many different ethnic backgrounds that come and utilize our services, everybody gets to go through and shop through. So if you know, pasta and sauce isn't part of your diet or what you eat on a regular basis, I served a family the other day, and you know, all that they had wanted was some beans and some salsa, and we had some tortillas and some burritos that were donated to us, and they were just so happy that, you know, we were able to give something like that. So non-perishable items, especially canned vegetables and canned fruit, pastas and macaroni and cheese, soups, peanut butter and jelly and cereal are just, you know, big staples for many families.
Right.
So we can always use those types of things.
Now, do you have a refrigeration service so that if people were to bring in, you know, small half pints or pints of milk and juices and those sorts of things.
We do. We
They
have a
can bring
walk-in
those.
freezer and a walk-in cooler, and our pantry has a freezer and cooler. We have a milk grant actually from New York State Department of Health. So we're able to purchase milk on a regular basis. And it is amazing the number of individuals who are very excited whenever you could give them a gallon of milk, or Walmart had donated a whole bunch of avocados to us. Now, I'm not a avocado fan at all, but so many of the families were so excited to be able to get these bags of avocados. So the things that we get, we either put it in the pantry, use it in the kitchen, or like Bridget said, we might use it to process ourselves. And she was busy last year making jams and jellies and juices out of the extra product that we got.
And so you talk about the different types of food and the ethnic, different ethnicities, because we are a diverse community.
We sure are.
And we have, other cultures and people who eat differently, different types of things. So, the rice and the beans and the pasta and all these things may sound appealing to one, but not necessarily to another. So any non-perishables would be great. Anything in the way of clothing, usable furniture.
Personal care items
oh,
are
yes,
really
I'm sure.
big.
First aid, we've been finding out a lot that people don't have Band-Aids or things like that, and so we did one of the groups that donates at Christmas time. They had called me and asked, what do you need the most? And I said, you know what, that would be a really great thing. We get wonderful donations, but that's one that people don't necessarily think of. So they had a Christmas tree, and they had people that would come and put some Band-Aids on or gauze and everything, and then they ended up donating that. So those kinds of things too, things that we don't necessarily always think about. So.
People are so giving in this community.
Right.
They really are. I mean, if they know of a need, they respond to it, and it's just so heartwarming to me to see the amount of what people will give when they know that there's a need.
Sure, and so like you talk about the personal care items, the soaps, the shampoos, the deodorants, the toothpaste, things that would not necessarily, they might go by the wayside. We wouldn't think of giving that. We would think of giving some canned goods or something. So, and the first aid items, certainly, those are things that people would need.
People give like the bars of soap from the hotels if they stay in a hotel. And sometimes people will walk in with a big basket of them, and it's perfect. It's a perfect size for somebody to be able to take, so don't throw away those hotel bars of soap.
Right, bring them.
Bring them, take them. They're meant to be taken.
Right. Or the coffee, that's another one, from the hotels. If you got that, we will figure out a way to use it.
It's wonderful to know that there's someone, a service like this within our community, because so many people really, obviously, need that service. They need that care. They need that support. And like you say, whether it's a pat on the shoulder or whether it's a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a Band-Aid, whatever it may be, if you have it, if you can spare it, this is the place to go with it. This is the place to make it happen. So we're looking forward to June 8th.
We are looking forward to June 8th.
That's going to be the first one. That's going to be a biggie. So that should be exciting. So everybody come out, donate to Rural Ministries. Whatever you have, whatever you can spare, whatever's usable, non-perishable.
Yes.
Because you can use it.
Absolutely.
So Kathy and Bridget, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story, and hopefully we'll get some results out of this. So there are a couple of things you can do. You can go to follow Rural Ministries on Facebook.
Yes.
Go to Chautauqua County Rural Ministries on Facebook.
Yes.
You have a website.
theccrm.org.
theccrm.org for Chautauqua County Rural Ministries, ccrm.org. You can donate, you can send checks, you can bring checks. If you don't have the address, if somehow we've missed it, and you want to donate to Rural Ministries, they're located on Washington Avenue. You can find them easily.
Yes.
So just bring it in. They can use it. If you have a furniture item that you want picked up, give them a call. 366-1787. 366-1787. They'll send John over to help pick it up for you. Is there anything else that we've missed? Anything we need to talk about?
I just want to, want to thank you for inviting us here. It's just
Well, you're more than welcome.
It's a very, very good honor, and to thank everybody who has continued to support the rural ministry to enable us to do what we do.
Well, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
So thank you, and thank you for watching City Speaks. You can watch City Speaks 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock daily on Spectrum 1301 in Dunkirk. You can go to dunkirkaccess.com, watch us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, tweet us, let us know what you like, let us know what you don't like, let us know if there's somebody you want to see. Give me a call, Vicki Westling at City Hall, 363-6888. Send an email, vwestling@cityofdunkirk.com. Send a snail mail, City Hall, 342 Central Avenue, Dunkirk. Let us know what you think. And for City Speaks, thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.